So, I have no idea what's even going on. My mind is all over the place. I had this little table in the bathroom. You know, it's a toilet paper table. And it had this white top that was like impossible to clean. No matter how much I scrubbed the top, there were these circle like stains. I couldn't get out of it. So, I didn't want it to be white anymore. Decided I'm going to paint it. Ugh. Train of thought, I have one of those somewhere. So I decided to come in here and I started painting it, and then I decided the paint's not sticking very well because it has some kind of a glaze on it, some kind of a sealant coat, whatever. So handy dandy gesso before actual paint. So this white stuff is gesso, which is like a chalky kind of a surface so that it holds paint better. So I decided to do that so that my paint would actually stick. And then for my little table, I kind of decided to just do like that splotchy multicolor look. Like I have a shelf on my wall that I did that with, white and pink. But on this one, I decided I was going to do a little purple and a little bluish green as well. So the undercoat, the base is pink, and I do a couple layers of the pink. I don't think you can really see very much of the pink when it's all completed. There's like little touches of the pink that stick out, but the vast majority of the like color that you pick up on is purple, which I think is fun. I was going to do the bathroom in purple, but painting the house is exhausting. So when I painted this room, I was still like physically capable of doing stuff. And even that, I mean, it was a lot of work. But now with the spinal injury, we're going to need professional painting instead of me. Like I might be able to do some parts of it, but I can't stay sitting for too long. I can't stay standing for too long. It's just, you know, I can't look up very far for very long because it hurts my neck. So I definitely can't paint the kitchen. We absolutely have to pay for that to get done. And I may or may not be able to do the bathroom. I mean, I really don't think that I can do most of it. But I could do things like the sink, you know, the doors, cabinets, drawers, words. Anyways, I was going to do that in gray, but I can't do that until the whole rest of the bathroom's done. So, like, I can do the finishing touch. It's not very much, and it's not very helpful, but whatever. Why am I talking about this? So, a couple of pink layers. You have to do not like glob on when you're doing really thin light color, or else it will look terrible when it dries, and it will dry all thick and weird. Do a really thin layer and do as many thin layers as you need until your light color shows up. So yeah, I kept doing that. Pink, 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 building it up. And then I take one of those squishy sponge things, you know, from art class. It's basically a weird sponge on a stick. And I just slap down silver, purple, and a bluish green. I don't know what color that one is. Bluish green. And then just splat, splat, plat, plat your spongy thing all over the place. Trying not to do too much in any one spot, or else you'll lose your splat, splat look. But I was trying to do enough all over it so that I was covering the vast majority of pink. So just kind of splat it down as much as you feel like you need to. But don't use too much paint ever at one time, or else you'll get big, thick globs, and then, you know, it's not great. So also for the corners, just kind of shove the tip around the edge and hope for the best. It is what it is. It's not perfect. So the irritation came when I tried to use my paint pens. Why is every paint pen terrible? So I've had 3 different brands now. They are all not recommended brands because the pens, so I need better paint pens. Like, oh my. I specifically chose to use the silver as my outlining color on this because the silver worked well. Okay, well, it sure doesn't anymore. I can't get color to come out of the thin tip, the fine tip, whatever you call that. So I had to switch over to using the fatter tip because I was already started words. There was already some silver on there and I needed to finish it with the silver. So, chaos, chaos. Anyways, I didn't need to do the silver lines. It probably would have been better if I didn't because these pens, but you know, if you want to do a line, I recommend using actual paint and brushes. Not that that would have been much better, but you know, hey, whatever. So, and then to coat it, to seal it, I used up all my Mod Podge, so now I'm just making my own. I was going to do a video for that, but it's like a 2-second thing, so I just do it in here. You just take regular PVA glue, school glue, white glue, you know, Elmer's glue, just that regular gigantic tub. I have 2 of those. Anyways, so glue mixed with water, however much water, it doesn't even matter. It's supposed to be approximately a third water to 2/3 glue, but I don't actually measure it that much because, like, am I supposed to measure it by weight or am I supposed to measure it by, like, however you call the numbers? Don't quote me on anything. You just need some water in the glue so that it's watered down enough that it spreads thinly and, like, easier. So since this table actually will be getting cleaned with, like, cleaners, I did 2 different coats of the Mod Podge because I want it to hold up, and it will wind up ultimately getting coated again when I start to feel like it's breaking down from the cleaners. So I'll see how long I feel like these 2 coats last before I feel like I need to add another coat or 2. But I don't want to add too many coats because then it'll build up the glue and it'll look weird. So this is just kind of a wash it and see how it progresses sort of a thing. I imagine it'll be like maybe every 4 to 6 months I would want to do 1 to 2 more coats. We'll see. I mean, it really depends on how harsh my cleaning products are. And I don't know how harsh they are. I've never tried to clean anything like this with them. Usually I'm using it to clean, like, pre-made surfaces. So, I mean, this kind of is a pre-made surface. It's just decorated by me. Does anything I say make sense? Oh my goodness. Welcome to my mind, though. Today my mind is really like, I'm in a lot of places. It's been a lot on my mind, and it's not going anywhere. And there's this person online tried to send me this big weird rant on Pinterest for some reason about how writing things down gets them out of your mind. No, it doesn't. It's still in my mind even if I wrote it down. Like, no. Your mind might work like that, but mine sure doesn't. All of this still lives in my head no matter how much of it I write down. It's chaos. But anyways, bye.